At the beginning of the film, we see two pilots flying their rockets above Afghanistan. Suddenly, the terrorists of Afghanistan attack them. As a result, they fall down, but they parachute. And the other pilot escaped, who was named Sinclair. After escaping from the terrorists, Sinclair moves ahead to get help. And she reaches a bunker where something was written on it in the Russian language. As she didn't know the Russian language, so she opens the door of the bunker. There were many terrorists behind Sinclair who begin to attack her. Sinclair was also fighting with them, but they were many in number. So she can't face them, and a man attacks with his rocket launcher. From this, the door of the bunker was completely opened, so Sinclair goes inside. Obviously, she was in trouble, so she goes inside to save her life. This was an underground bunker, and she was climbing down slowly with the help of stairs. The terrorists were after her. Actually, this bunker was closed for a long ago, and there was no light, so Sinclair moved ahead with a light rod. She sees a lot of mysterious things. There was a lot of experimental equipment there. Not only this, but there was a dead body of a doctor there. Seeing his dead body, it seems like he might have died here a long ago. There were many other dead bodies there, and after seeing them, it seems that many experiments might have been done on them. There were many papers on the table. From it was quite clear that many secret experiments have been done here. There was a small camera recorder that Sinclair keeps with her. Terrorists have also come into the bunker. They find the electric system from they turn on the lights. For this reason, the whole bunker was lighted up. Sinclair doesn't find any way to hide herself in the darkness. As the light turns on, we see many chambers made up of glass. A creature-like thing was locked inside there that seemed like humans, as they were shooting bullets at each other. A bullet hits one of the chambers and a creature comes out of it. All the terrorists thought that he had died. Or it is an animal, so they cover it with a plastic sheet and begin to follow Sinclair. She hides in the pipes of the bunker. Meanwhile, the creature becomes alive that emerges from the chamber and begins to kill all the terrorists terribly. It means this creature has awoken from sleep or is part of an experiment, or there is a hidden truth behind it. Sinclair kills many men by using her gun. On the other side, the creature was terribly killing everyone by tearing them apart. She was trying to get out of the bunker. Meanwhile, a man holds her, but the creature holds him and eats him. Sinclair comes out, and after coming out, she was rapidly shooting the creature with bullets. As a result, the creature goes inside. Then she tries to close the bunker's door. The mouth of the creature was stuck into the door of the bunker. But Sinclair has locked the chains of the door so it can't come out. There was a man outside who was running after seeing the creature, but he was the companion of the terrorist, and Sinclair also runs for help. As she moves ahead, she finds some people from the army who were finding her, and Sergeant Hook was commanding them. Hook tells her that we've come to find you because the army has been informed about the missing report of two pilots. On which Sinclair tells that my companion has died while saving me. Later, Hook brings her to the base. Sinclair tells him to inform her family that she is alive. That your family is being informed that you're alive. Later, Sinclair goes to her major and tells him everything that has happened to her and about the creature. Hearing her, he tells her that nothing is like this, but some people have attacked her. So, you're afraid of it. I have a lot of responsibility on me. I can't put my soldiers in danger by sending them there. The bunker about you're talking about, there is no such bunker there. Sinclair says if you don't believe, then send me back home. The major says no one will go back yet. He also keeps with him the camera recorder that she got. Later, Sinclair meets Hook and tells him, Why the Major isn't believing in my words? Hook tells her that he was a good colonial before. Later, he was sent here on the post of the Major. From then, he sets all the matters. Later, when Sinclair goes to the doctor for her checkup, she sees the man whom she saw near the bunker. He was captured by the army. Hook comes there, and Sinclair tells Hook about all the matters. That a strange creature is there. Hook tells her if she's telling the truth, why it wasn't shown to us on the satellite. She tells him that this bunker was closed a long time ago. And something was written on it in the Russian language. Meanwhile, the man who was the companion of the terrorist who knows the Russian language tells that it was written, "Do not open. You can't open it. And you've made a big mistake by opening it." Sinclair tells them that there were many chambers. There was something that wasn't human at all. The one that has attacked us, and the man says yes. I believe, and Hook says if it is the matter, then the place you're telling about seems quite old. It could be probably 30 years old, then it could be believed. There was no human there who has attacked you, Sinclair. In the next scene, the Major is shown who receives his colonial call to take the camera from Sinclair. It means that there was a secret that was being hidden from everyone. All the creatures have been awakened in the bunker. They gradually begin to come out. Sinclair was asking the man who was the companion of the terrorists why you joined them, and he tells that I was compelled to do this. I'm the driver and haven't killed anyone. If I don't accompany them, they'll kill my family. Later, it is shown that the creatures have attacked the base. They were quite powerful creatures and were trying to kill everyone. Now, a creature comes into the tent of Sinclair. After pulling his tongue out, which was like a rope, begins to hold. From his eyes, strange tentacles-like things begin to emerge. There, the man immediately frees himself. He was kept locked, and he was the companion of the terrorists. He attacks the creature's head with his sword again and kills it. There, a creature attacks the Major. But the Major kills it after rapid attacks on its head with a baseball bat. Then Hook comes with other soldiers and takes the Major after saving him. The creatures have killed many of the soldiers of their base. Sinclair and Hook fight with the creatures very bravely and take the rest of surviving soldiers into the container. The condition of the Major was terrible because the creature has attacked him. When they were all locked in the container, the creatures were taking the bodies of their fellow creatures and the soldiers. In the container, the man who was the companion of the terrorists, they all say, "Should we trust him?" Sinclair says yes, we can trust him. Hook says, "Look, if you know anything, please tell me." He tells him, "When I wasn't born, Russia occupied my country. Then, a star fell on the earth, and everyone considered that it is the symbol of God, but it was the symbol of the war. Actually, it was like an alien ship. Then, our war started and the Afghanis have a lot of weapons. Everything started to become normal, but then from our village, sometimes a woman disappeared and sometimes a man. Some of their bodies were found in horrific conditions. Everyone believed this was an act of an animal, but it wasn't like this. To know about this, my dad went to the bunker with a few of the villagers. Then they never returned, nor my dad nor the people who went with him." After hearing the story, the next morning when they come out from the container, there was no one there. The creatures have taken all the bodies of the soldiers with them. They come to a tent where a creature was, but it was dead. Probably his fellows forgot to take him with them. Then a man begins to look at him and examines him. His teeth were like a shark, and his body was like a shield. That's why the creatures were not affected by the bullets. When he looks at him more closely, he comes to know that this creature has human cells in him. It means these creatures were humans. On the other side, when the Major restores his senses, he tells them what he knows about these creatures. He tells them that the army intelligence has already aware of what is there. It was the Russian bunker. It comes to know from the camera recorder that many years ago, an alien ship has fallen there that the Russian commander found. And he decided to exchange its DNA with human DNA. These creatures are the result of this. He says that these creatures have come to test us, to check our weakness, as the creature was doing with Sinclair. It was checking her thoughts. Suddenly, the creature becomes alive and begins to attack everyone, but the Major jumps on it after wearing the bomb. As a result of it, the Major also dies. Later, everyone decides that they'll explode the bunker. Hook tells the man, who was the companion of the terrorists, that you're free and can go, but he says no, I'll help you. Later, he was ready to fight with the creature and was cleaning his sword while sitting there. Sinclair comes to him and he tells her that this is my dad's sword. Later, everyone together goes to the bunker and prepares to explode it, which means they want to blast it. Suddenly, a creature takes Hook inside with him. Sinclair hears his voice saying, "You can go from here." She says, "No, I can't go by leaving you in this way. I'll save you," and everyone joins Sinclair in this. Later, one of their companions hears this sector will be exploded. He informs them about this news to his companions, who were inside the bunker in search of Hook. They find Hooch, but he was at a place where there were many bodies of soldiers. They were brought here to be eaten by the creatures. Meanwhile, a creature attacks Hook and holds him with his tongue. Hook bites his tongue and attacks him continuously and kills him. These creatures were only killed after attacking their heads. While going ahead, Sinclair sees a big chamber, in which the same alien was, who came for the first time to the Earth in his spaceship. All the experiments were being done with his blood. Meanwhile, many creatures attack them. One of their companions comes there while taking the bomb. As a result, many creatures are killed. Along with this, one of their poor fellows also died. Only one companion was left with Sinclair and Hook. They come to the lift and ask their companion to pull upside. He was outside and was waiting for them. A few terrorists attack him, and he can't pull them upside. The car was now coming toward them. Because the lift has been jammed because of the explosion. On the other side, the creatures were attacking Sinclair and her fellows. The man, who was the companion of the terrorists, sees that one of the creatures was his dad, because the creature has a similar watch in his hand. It comes to know that all the men who disappeared from his village, they were made creatures after being experimented. The car was about to come down. The man, who was the companion of the terrorists, saves Sinclair from the car, and he dies. All the companions of Hook and Sinclair were killed. They come out and see one of their companions who was stopping the car. He was about to be killed by the terrorists, and they come and start firing on them. They begin to go after taking their fellow, because now the explosions were about to hit there. The government has started missile attacks after this bunker was ended. At the end of the film, Sinclair, Hook, and their fellow escape, and the story ends with this.